I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I would beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Yo, welcome back to the fifth round. As always, your boy Stephen Moustaris. And man, Sunday morning right now, I kind of just got done breaking down Bellator 282 a little bit. Just kind of talked about the Kat Zingano, just absolute domination of Pam Sorensen. And, you know, her trying to set up, you know, the Cole-Chris Cyborg fight, which I think a lot of people are excited for. Especially people that have been watching MMA forever and Kat Zingano and Cyborg. So definitely did that one. You guys go peep that. But, man, before I get into this Gegard Mousasi Johnny Eblen fight, I definitely kind of wanted to just say Bellator 282, very, very impressed with it. Definitely not the most stacked card ever when it comes to, like, household names. I don't think anybody's denying that. But the finishes, man, were some nasty ones. Like, I think the shocker of the night, to me at least, the Alexandr Shabliy knockout of Brent Primus. Oh, my God. Like, Brent Primus, I mean, for a lot of people that might not know Bellator all like that, then yeah, sure, you're just going to skip over his name. But if you've been watching the man fight for a while now, dude, ex-champion, just a dog, always bringing it, no matter where at. This dude's, he's always game. So to see him get starched like that was pretty fucking phenomenal. I'm not going to lie to you. It was definitely probably the shocker of the night. Other than maybe seeing Gegard Mousasi getting, you know, kind of dominated for 5 rounds, which definitely going to get into here at the end of this video. But, you know, I think it was what Lucas Brennan had that beautiful submission to Johnny Soto. I thought was amazing. Oh, my God, Magomed Magomedov, his submission of Enrique. Oh, my goodness, that shit was tight, man. Like, let me tell you what, that dude, I know he just lost, I think his previous fight, or it might have been 2 fights ago. Still, dude's 19-2, just an absolute eater. Like, this is when I'm starting to get scared of these Dagestanians, these Russians out here, whatever you want to call them. Sorry, I know I'm not a part of that world, but I know it's Dagestan and I know it's close to Russia. I get it, but man, these guys are just evolving. Like, you know, we're used to Khabib, the founding father, we would say, of, you know, Dagestani wrestling and Dagestani fighter and everything, but the man was just so good at his stand-up, or not stand-up, but on the ground. They're like, that's all we knew. So to see his cousins and all these guys that are coming out of there now, how good they're getting on the feet, man. It's like you see with Islam Makhachev. Like, Islam's phenomenal on the feet. We were starting to see it with Zabit. You know, it's just getting crazy out here. Magomed was looking amazing. I know there was a couple moments there in the fight where Enrique was looking really well. But for the most part, for him to sink that choke in was just nasty. I don't know. I'm really liking him. I feel like Bellator's got something going with him. I hope they can keep him. Clearly, I'm a huge UFC guy. Clearly, I would probably love for him to go over there and see how he matches up in that. But right now, Bellator's got something special on their hands, and I think they should really, really make sure that man keeps going. It's almost like that Aaron Pico level of like, hey, we're getting there, you know. So it was really cool to see that. And then Danny Sabatello. His win over was Higo, which I kind of was a little shocking. I thought Leandro Higo was going to pull that one out, but, you know, Danny looked fucking phenomenal. And, you know, beautiful decision win. Definitely no doubt about it, in my opinion. I thought it was pretty clear-cut. I know it just sets up his fight now in the semis with Raufeon Stots, who that's one fight, though. I think Raufeon Stots is something else, dude. Just something else. Sabatello, he's a big decision type guy, not always looking for the finish, which is no hate. I feel like sometimes it actually takes a little more talent to be able to dominate a guy for 3 rounds, 5 rounds than it is to knock them out or finish them. So, but with that being said, it definitely takes a scary fighter who's just down and always game and always looking for finishing. Like, that's my favorite fighter. I think it's a lot of our favorite styles. So I am looking forward to that. I think Raufeon Stots has that one in the book, but at the same time, there's a lot of shit talking right now. It's very, very, very emotional between the two. It's personal between the two right now, it seems like. So, you know, it's always going to bring a different fighter out. So, I mean, I'll definitely be breaking down that more. But just off the jump, just the, you know, little pre-fight, just kind of thought, opinion, I definitely think Raufeon Stots is probably going to pull that one out. I think Raufeon Stots is next up, you know. But brings me into the main event. To go back to Khabib real quick, I thought it was really funny. The reports came out of Khabib talking about how Gegard was the most overrated or underrated, I should say, fighter in the past however long. And I don't know, it kind of gave me that, like, no offense to Khabib at all, but it kind of, like, when I first saw that a couple days before the fight, I was like, uh-oh, here comes a loss for Gegard. Even though I thought Gegard was going to win this fight, even though Johnny Eblen is undefeated. I think he came into this fight 11-0 in his career, 7-0 in Bellator. I definitely was respecting him, but it's Gegard Mousasi. I didn't think he was going to lose. Boy hasn't lost since 2016 in a decision. And then, boy, watching that fight, it was within the first minute, boy, Gegard got dropped bad. It looked like it was over. And then he was just on ice the rest of the night, frozen. He didn't know what to do. And then the takedowns getting mixed in by Eblen. Like, dude, it was a phenomenal fight. Gegard did have some moments there, but all three judges, 50-45, clean sweep. See, all right, so if Eblen would have knocked out Mousasi in the first minute, it'd been like, okay, lucky punch, whatever. So I think that Eblen going on to dominate him for 5 rounds and, to really put the ass whooping on him that he did, I think he needed it more than a 1-minute knockout, to be honest. So I really, really like it. I don't know if the rematch is going to come. Gegard deserves it. But, like, we get to this point now where these fighters, all of our favorite fighters we've been watching forever, like, especially Gegard Mousasi, who's been around for a while now, like, the man used to be, still is such a scary guy. And it kind of, I got to say this right, because I know that he just fought Rory McDonald, and he absolutely destroyed Rory McDonald, but I know he's also technically a little heavier than Rory. Because Rory's 170 or truly, Gegard's 185, or I get that, but it's kind of like, and this is tough to say because it's easily just one loss. We could all just be sitting there, okay, it's one loss, just take it as it is. But my point of view, just from as a fan, it's tough to be watching these fights sometimes out of our favorite fighters who've been doing this for so long, and starting to get up there in age, and maybe not even age necessarily, but at least the amount of how long their career has been, it adds up longer. Like, if you have 40 fights by the time you're 28 compared to a guy that's had 5 fights, like, dude, I know you both are 28, but, like, let's be real, like, your career length is going to be way shorter. And to go too, I think this is my whole point. I feel like Gegard, it's getting tough for him to stay so motivated and hungry to fight all the time. And no offense to Bellator fighters, because there's not a single fighter in this world that decides to jump into the cage or whoever that can just be overlooked, I swear. So, but I do feel like it's way different for Gegard to go be fighting from, the Lyoto Machitas in the world, the Luke Rockholds, like all these guys he's fought over time, to go on and fight a Johnny Eblen, who, no offense to Johnny Eblen, he is making a name for himself, and his life's never going to be the same after this fight, but, at the time, not the biggest name, and, you kind of got to sit there and question, like, how bad does Gegard really want it, like, and it is, too, I know he's really good lately in the ground and pound, and he's been really in love with his ground game as much as possible. You can almost see it now. He almost doesn't even want to stand up, and I know he just knocked out, Jake, or not Jake, but, I'm blank as shit on the name, but Paige Van Zant's man, Mr. Van Zant, to see him, I know he just finished him just a couple months ago, and it was really quick and whatever, but still, Gegard, you can just tell recently he's not in love with getting hit, which no fighter is, but he's quick to go to the ground, and I know he's got vicious ground and pound, but it's like, yeah, how bad does he want it anymore? Like, I'm not saying you say to retire, because it is only his second loss in the last 6 years, so it's really fucking impressive, and it's technically his first loss in 6 years, so it is super fucking impressive to see what he's continued to do, but, like, you're starting to fight these up-and-comer young bulls that don't have a name for themselves like you do, and don't have the resume that you do, so, like, clearly these guys want it more than you at this time. And it's just tough, man. Like, I never want to sit here and tell some of my favorite fighters what to do or whatever, and I know it's just one loss, so we can be sitting here, overreacting, but still, it's like, what is next? Does he want the rematch? Does he want to move up in weight class? Like, what does he want to do? Like, what's really going to wake him up? Like, I don't know if he cares about having the belt again. Like, what are you going to do? You're gonna go out and beat Eblen again, maybe have a trilogy, or what? You're gonna win it and then have to fight up another up and comer that's just as hungry and isn't afraid to throw and probably has your takedown timed up. So, it is tough and there's questions you got to ask, but shouts out to Johnny Eblen. I don't want to take anything away from that man. Fucking impressive. He's definitely coming up. Dude's fucking phenomenal. I think he fights under King Mo, who a lot of people remember King Mo. So Muhammad Law. I think he's a dog. Just to hear King Mo talk about how much he loves Johnny Eblen and how good he is, and just everybody in that I think Mike Jackson or whoever the hell he fights under. It's very, very impressive. It's very impressive to see, and I'm super excited for him. It's probably the night he'll never forget, and I love when these fighters happen. It's a new name for Bellator. It's fucking huge, but. Yeah, you got to just sit there and wonder, what is next for Gegard? Even if he is 100% healthy and everything and wants to fight, what's going to get him out of bed and wake him up for this? He's always talked about how maybe he's a little more bored out of these fights than usual and everything. So, not saying you overlook Johnny Eblen, because you can't. And if he did, it's his own fault. He deserves it. But still, again, though, Bellator 282 was fucking phenomenal. And I'm just looking forward to these Bellator cards, man. Anytime. The PFL's been nice. One Championship's been nice. I'm always down to watch. And clearly the UFC's on every fucking weekend, it feels like. So, I'm loving it all. I always support anybody fighting. So, this has been the 5th round. As always, Stephen Moustaris. And I'll be back as always. So, let's go.